Hey, what's up? I wanted to do a surprise live about toxic people pleasing and also um, like having a victim mindset. And about my journey that I went through on this, because it's like just super therapeutic to like be able to talk about things and um, just kind of admit that you're human and make mistakes and even sometimes you have like the right intentions and things still are not what you think that they're going to be. So yeah. So my name is Coach Indy, and I am a certified fitness and certified nutritionist, and I help medical field moms be able to burn calories without having to count calories. I do that through intuitive eating coaching and like helping people heal their relationship with food and heal their emotional eating habits. So um, One of the things that I've been doing is just been on a like personal healing journey of like my inner childhood. And so I have a really good mental health coach, and she actually does like it's not. It's not free for me. I actually pay for her to go live in my like Thick Fit Nation, which is my free fitness community. So they're free to anybody that's in that community, which is really awesome. I believe that honestly, like all women should have, well, everybody, honestly, but women is who I work with. But I believe that everyone should have access to mental health. Therapy, coaching, however you want to say it, because it's just so important. Um, if you can't control your thoughts and control your mind, then it makes it so much harder to control your body, because obviously your mind is that main driver in your life. And if you can't control your mind, which controls your body, then how do you expect to be successful on a health and fitness journey, which requires you to get up off the couch and requires you to exercise and requires you to go to the gym when you don't want to? And the majority of the time on your fitness journey, you're not going to be motivated at all to go to the gym. So working on yourself mentally and working on your mental health obviously is like super key, and having a successful fitness journey. So if you are watching this live, then give me a hashtag live. If you are watching this on replay, then give me a hashtag replay. And I had this topic come up to me because someone had brought up a situation to me where I was indeed being a pleaser, and it led to a very bad outcome, and ultimately affected my relationship with that person. And um, it bothered this person for 2 years that I just didn't say no. Like instead of saying no, I just like simply kept trying to commit, even though I wasn't happy. And then so therefore I was like acting out in tantrum type of ways rather than saying no. Hopefully that makes sense, and I'll go more in detail here soon. Um, but let's see here. Just was trying to check my mic here. All right. So, yeah. So basically, I had said yes to being a part of someone's event, even though it was like a bad time in my life. Like, I, at the time, was in nursing school, and nursing school sucks up a lot of your life. Like, just imagine this, that I made three or four really close friends in nursing school. And out of all of us, out of all five of us, after nursing school, only two out of the five of us made it out of our relationships, like with our relationship intact. Does that make sense? Like, two of us were two out of the five of us that were really close friends. Three or two stayed in their relationship, and then three of us either broke up a super long term relationship or got a divorce. And so that just shows how intense nursing school is. It puts a lot of strain on yourself, a lot of strain on your family. And I'm not saying that nursing school is like to blame for the breakups or to blame for anything, but it just basically it brings out things in people is what I'm trying to say. And then you add COVID on top of that. That was happening while we were in nursing school. And then COVID, a lot of people split up during that time because stress in general just brings out a lot in people. But I'm going off on a tangent, so let me reel it back in. So my point being is, I had someone that asked me to be a part of their really, really important event during a super stressful time in my life because I was in nursing school. Nursing school sucks the life out of you. It sucks the life out of your family. And this was also during the time of COVID. It I did not have a job at the time, and because I didn't go into COVID nursing until after I got out of school. And then my husband at the time, ex-spouse, he had been working commission and hourly jobs up until this point, but just getting the commission was so stressful at that time after doing it for years and years and years that he needed a break and was like, I'm just going to demote myself and take an hourly only job. And so I supported it, but I said, well, now I've got to go back to school and now I've got to, um, go to work as an RN so that we can make ends meet. And so just a lot was going on. And then even my husband at the time, he was like very sick, um, you know, uh, physically and just like, with COVID and being inside, that wasn't healthy for anyone's mental health. And I definitely noticed that that took a toll on him. And so it was just so much going on. If you can like imagine, you know, there was so many times where before when he was working commission and hourly, there would be times where he could make, five figures in 1 month, make $10,000, and you drop down from making really good money and providing for your family of four, but then having to go down to just 20 something an hour. That's really, really hard. So I remember like committing to being in, um I'll just go ahead and say, this wedding, and it was just not a good time in my life. But I honestly had never been in a wedding before as an adult, because as a kid, like, your parents just pay for, everything, and, you just kind of show up that day. But as an adult, I had never been in a wedding. And so I didn't know all that was involved. And so like adding like trying to be a bridesmaid and the not just the time consumption but the financial part of it too was just bad timing in my life. And so one thing that it ended up leading to was like one of the worst mental breakdowns I'd ever had, because I remember like trying to make the bridal shower, and I was literally just like driving in this terrible snowstorm, trying to get 2.5 hours away. And I was just like screaming and crying. And I'm like, why did I put myself in this situation of like putting my life in jeopardy, putting my kids' life in jeopardy just to get to this bridal shower? And at the time, honestly, I was like not I was like not taking responsibility for that. Like I honestly I think I blamed her. I think I was just like, why would she like not be listening to the fact that I told her that my family's on one income at um and that I'm in nursing school and I've got all this homework to do. And I think at the time like I placed blame, but then I think now where I'm at in my healing journey, um then I've learned to take responsibility for the fact that I couldn't say no. Like instead of just like stepping away and saying like, "Look, I can't be in this wedding. It's too much of a financial burden at the time where I do not have money. And it's too much of a time commitment when I don't have the time." Then I just like I don't know, it's just so crazy, but the thing that I've learned about people pleasing and not being able to say no and, um, like, having a victim mentality is that it's a toxic, and manipulative, um, trait, but it's a trauma thing, like, because of the fact that I didn't grow up in the best situations and, like, had situations of, like, abuse, and things like that. Then I, basically learned to cope with abusive situations by people pleasing. So I because if you think about it like this, like say you're being abused as a kid, you're not going to try to fight back. And if you do, even if you do initially, then it's not going to last long when your abuser is stronger than you or has more power than you. And so what you do then is try to appease your abuser or try to keep the peace. And so that leads to people pleasing. It leads to not saying no, like you'll just do anything to avoid the abuse, basically. And then in turn, like if you're not in like therapy or aware or educated or know that the people pleasing habits that you have are toxic and manipulative, then you're just going to like continue to always put yourself in situations that you don't want to be in, and you'll just say yes to things. So this is why like setting boundaries is like super important. Um, and so let me know if you've ever had like trouble saying no before in your life. But yeah, so like no, today um this person brought up to me that this situation had like really bothered her for a super long time, um that I couldn't just say no, and that I put additional stress on her um during that time in her life. So um but basically, the moral of the story is that having a toxic. Oh, thank you, Linda. Linda said your self-awareness is refreshing. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But basically, like the moral of the story is that, we have to take ownership for our mental health, because it ends up affecting the rest of our lives. Like literally, it does. Um, And what I will say though is that I've been in therapy before. I've had various therapists, and Excuse me. What? I'm sorry. It's 11 p.m. So sorry about that. But what I have learned is that finding a good mental health coach or finding a good therapist is just like trying to be in a good relationship. So it's like, not if you're a woman, not every man is going to be for you. And if you're a man, not every woman's going to be for you. It's the exact same thing. Like trying to find a mental health coach or a therapist that's for you is so hard. I will tell you that right now. Um, because it's just like with any relationship. Like if you really think about it, a therapist we'll get to know some of the deepest, most intimate things about you. Really like think about that for a second, right? And then so if you if you like think about the fact that this person is going to know like the deepest, more most intimate things about you that you're going to share with them, and they are going to be one of the people like responsible for helping heal you, and like you have to like there has to be so much trust, and that person really has to know what they're doing, because if they don't, sometimes it can actually cause more damage. Like I have had times of like depression relapse because of the fact that there has been a therapist in the past that would like bring up all this trauma but wasn't like helping me work through it. Does that make sense? Like you can't just bring up all the trauma and then not know what to do with it. Like you will literally go crazy. Like, if you just have one of those, well, how does that make you feel type of persons, like that is not working through it um, at all. And so, definitely, it's super important to have a really good therapist slash mental coach. But what I'm trying to get at in the long term is that once you do find the right person, it's important to work through whatever like mental health things that you have going on or that you've had in the past, because it ends up affecting you now. Like recently, I even got on the phone with someone who wanted to sign up for coaching. And I think that at the end of the call, she had just trouble saying no. Like in the beginning of the call, she even said, I have trouble setting boundaries. And then at the end of the call, I think she just had trouble saying no. But, you know, I think that like I said, even in my story of not being able to say no, it just causes more confusion, more like weirdness between you and the person that you're not saying no to, rather than just saying no. Like I've even had, someone call me a scam before, despite me like showing them my certifications, showing them that like I'm actually filed as a LLC, and like showing them like I even have like a tax ID, like I blurred certain things out, but it's just like why couldn't the person just say no rather than deflecting and like saying you're a scam? And it just causes so much harm when you just can't just say no. Just say no. That's all you got to do. But yeah, so my point being is that let's learn to like work through our toxic traits. Let's learn to like take responsibility for our toxic traits. And then once we have that accountability, once we have that self-awareness, then we are able to like lead our lives in such a much more healthier direction. And also, it will translate into being a leader in your life and your fitness journey. Because if you can be a leader of your mental health, which is one of the hardest things, then you're going to be able to get up and go to the gym when it's hard. Because people are always like, oh, I'm not motivated. Um, or like, I wish I was just more motivated. And it's just like, you're not going to be. You're not. You're really, really not. Like, it really comes down to that you need to be disciplined, that you need to set a routine, that you have to show up and grind even on the days that you don't want to. Um, because, like, just think about the fact of like how much patience it takes to lose weight the sustainable way compared to a fad diet. Like, really, really think about that. Like, you can like fast and drink water for days or drink meal replacements for days and you'd lose some weight, but the problem is that's not sustainable. So um we really just as a culture need to look more into fixing here and fixing here so that we can have more control of our lives in general, and like learning how to show up even when things are hard, and learning how to take ownership, learning how to take responsibility, and not having a victim mindset. Because I think honestly, as someone who has gone through a crap ton of abusive situations, then it could be so easy to like victimize yourself and like point the finger at other people. But like, obviously, I didn't have control of my situation when I was a kid, but I have to take full responsibility as an adult to heal my situation, to heal my mental health. Um, and, I've been in 1,000 other bad situations just because I couldn't say no. That was just the one that was brought to my attention today. And I was like, wow, this affected this person for 2 years, that they were upset with me, that I couldn't just say no. And I'm sure like there's probably some other angry people out there. Um, so yeah, but it definitely pays. And she was like super grateful that I have the self-awareness that I have now, that I've done the work that I've done. um and I'm super grateful too, but I literally have to continue to do the work. Like, I'm not even done. And that's part of the like scary thing though too, about choosing friends now, about choosing, maybe one day a potential partner in life, because it makes it so hard to like trust your own judgment almost, of situations that you'll put yourself in when you have made poor decisions in the past. Which is why it's like super healthy for me right now to just like be um, on my own right now and learn myself and know myself, and all of these things. So I highly encourage it. If you are somebody who is like codependent and people pleasing, to just be alone for a while and learn yourself, and like be super content with yourself. I think this is like the most self-aware and the most content I've been with myself as an adult. Um, because if you think like, I was married from 19 years old to almost 29. I was 28 when I got divorced. So yeah, it's a long time to be with someone. And you know, I didn't have a whole lot of time before marriage to like be alone and like know myself. And that's so, so important. So, yeah, I highly encourage, If you've been through any type of childhood trauma or abuse, do the work. And then that will kind of help get you out of that victim mentality, victim mindset. I could go on and on for days, you guys, about people pleasing. I have so many other stories that I could tell where my people pleasing got me into some bad situations or like ruined relationships with people. So I'll just stop it here, but I will let you guys know that my name is Coach Indy, and I help medical field moms be able to be thick fit without counting carbs, without having to step into a traditional gym. If you want to learn more about that, then give me a #info, and I will definitely get back with you and get you some free trainings. That way you'll have the blueprint to how to lose your next 5 to 10 pounds in the next 30 days, which is super dope. It's like the same trainings and the same stuff that I do with my current clients. And my current clients are like killing the game right now, losing inches and losing pounds every single week. So I'm really, really proud of them. And I always look forward to working with people who are coachable and teachable, and going to be a good vibe for my women that are in my group and in my community. So I don't want to just accept anybody, but always looking for a good vibe to work with. So anyways, I hope you guys have a really good night. And I will be going live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This was just like a surprise live, you guys, because I was like, I need to get this off my chest, because I know that if this has affected me to this degree, that there's someone out there that hasn't done the work, that it's affecting them, and affecting their fitness journey. So let me share it so that someone will be able to do the work, and then they'll be able to heal their mind and therefore be more successful in all aspects of life, including their nutrition and fitness journey. So anyways, it's health, and I said health. It's faith, consistency, and hard work that will get you guys to your goals. And I hope you guys have a great night. Bye.